You are now entering the MuseCast.
Booyah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the MuseCast. We have with us Mr. Solo Cupp of Core. He is very kind to join us this week while we can talk about the amazing experience they have in store. But I do want to point out, you are officially on here again, which is amazing. You're a return guest. And you've returned for episode 69.
Yeah.
Why?
You requested this.
Surprise.
Jason would not stop.
I didn't realize that, dude. Or I'd have had some strippers here, man. This is crazy.
Jason wouldn't stop badgering me to
strippers up. I'm just kidding.
His dreams have come true. He's excited because Mr. Derek Burke and Solo Cupp are opening up for Sevendust next week.
I'm pretty sure the last time I was on here, y'all was asking who my favorite band is, and I was like, it's probably Sevendust.
You might have said that. Dude, Sevendust rocks.
Sevendust never gets old. I love them. They put on a great show. Their music is phenomenal. You could
so good.
Man, I just love them, man. I love them.
Yeah, man.
I'm so stoked.
Too.
I reached out to John Robertson whenever I seen that they were going to be playing, and it took a while to get on the show, to get approved, but he made it happen, man. We owe him a lot of thank you.
Yeah. Can't wait. Tequila shots with John next week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he better do it too, man.
Yeah, that's all he does is tequila, I think. That's all I've ever done.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday too, man. It's next Wednesday.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll
be there.
There's a couple people I know here, like where I live, that said they're going to the Sevendust show. Yeah. One of the guys
That's awesome.
One of the guys I train with messages me, is like, hey, where's the show? I said, it's sold out, man. Sevendust. He was like, oh yeah. Destin, I'll be there. What?
so Jake Lehner, the original bass player for Core, was at a Janice Landing in I think that's St. Pete.
Tampa, St. Pete. Yeah.
Right. And at a non-point show, and he's talking to the kids up in the pit about his band Core is going to be opening for Sevendust and Destin, and they were going to be there. they were excited. They were like, "Dude, you're going to be opening?" He said, "No, I'm not playing with them at the time. They have another guy, Nick.
Yeah.
He said, but they're going to rock out. So those guys supposed to be there. He told them to find me and talk to me. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome, man.
Get some new fans. Awesome.
So they're doing how big of a tour run is this? I haven't even gotten to see their other dates.
Dude, so they're opening for Disturbed, which is a massive tour. Yeah. And they're doing an off run for In Dust We Trust 2025 tour of headliners. And they have what was the name of the band that's opening? Hybrid Theory or something.
Hybrid Theory?
Something like that. They're opening with Sevendust on their headlining tour, and we got on as a special guest opening. So
dude, it's so great, and it's
gonna have a third. They wasn't gonna have a second opener, man. It's like we just squeezed up in there with some connections that we have. So that's
so cool.
Yeah,
and it's a sold out. I mean, like Dick already said,
it's sold out in 2 weeks now.
Yeah. That's so cool, dude.
What?
And so Sevendust, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, did I hear they're doing like a 25th anniversary set for Seasons? Are they doing the Seasons set?
I haven't heard anything like that.
Wow.
Somewhere somebody told me that's what they were doing, and I don't know.
Did you just say 25th anniversary? Did you?
Yeah,
man.
20th. I'm pretty sure Seasons is 25. Isn't it?
Dude, I don't know. So I read the other day that LaJean Witherspoon became a member of Sevendust in 94, and I didn't realize that. 94.
Whoa. Well, that's 30 years. That's 31 years.
31 years.
Well, and I guess that's crazy.
They had a band before him. Honestly, it could have just been the four of them with Clint singing, because Clint has a phenomenal voice anyway. What's crazy with them, dude, is they're a metal band. They're a heavy rock metal band, but they harmonize. So they got this crazy harmonization between them all, and the scream, and I don't know, man. They're
and
phenomenal.
and everyone in the band but the bass player sings, to my knowledge. Not only do they sing, but everyone. So you have LeJean singing lead in Sevendust, obviously. Then Clint does his solo stuff where he sings.
Yes,
he's done other side bands like Dark New Day and stuff where he sang predominantly with Brett and those guys. But then John Connolly, the other guitar player, he has a band called I don't remember, but he has a band that he sings, and the drummer for that band is Scott Phillips from Creed.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah. This is a cool band. It's I can't believe I don't remember the name.
That's awesome.
Of it. It's something silly like Disconnected or something.
Right.
But it's like, but then Morgan Rose, the drummer, he has a solo album out where he sings and does everything too. And so like,
I gotta check out more. I didn't even know that he had done that. That's awesome.
Now I know Sevendust has a date or a goal for retiring, and it's nearing. I thought it was going to be year 30, but we're past that. If they're going, unless they're going by signed, I think they signed in 98 or 99, so that would be 28 or 29 would be it. But I know that they already have a goal. I don't know if it's X amount of albums. I don't know what it is.
Why would you decide?
You have to set it, and then you can. You know what I mean? You just.
I don't know.
That's
but look at Rolling Stones. I mean, look at Aerosmith.
They probably all retired a couple times.
Exactly.
They'll still tour and still do it, but you have.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why even proclaim it other than? I mean, I'm not picking on them. I'm just saying, they don't need to. They could just not do shows for 10 years and come back, and they never had to say that they were retired.
I did it.
Yeah, right?
We took 12 years off. We're a nobody. Come back and was rocking it.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to look it up. John Connolly's band's name is Projected. Projected I thought it was something weird like Disconnected.
That's an odd name.
Projected, but Scott Phillips from Creed is on drums with him.
That's cool.
That's awesome, man. And just to connect dots because you mentioned Brett in passing, but not everyone may know the Brett you're talking about from Dark New Day, but Brett Hessler, who also recorded the Cue the Muses stuff, Fighting Giants, and Defy the Tyrants. Some of Defy the Tyrants stuff. And he's so good. And guys, he sings on a Cue the Muses song that will be released next year. I'm sorry, it's so spaced out, but dude, it's a killer song. It's so good. He nailed it. I mean, he blew us away, really. I mean, with what he did on it, it's like because he used a different voice. I mean, he did some stuff in it that I've never really quite heard him do on anything. And since you're talking about solo albums, did he ever release his solo stuff that he was playing for us when we went up there?
I have not seen it released
because
he is sitting on
Jason
killer stuff.
Have
you heard some of it?
No, I've heard y'all talk about it, and I was
very
excited.
It's so good. It's like I mean, it's just interesting. Some musicians kind of, they hit their big moment early for creativity and stuff like that. And then other musicians kind of mature and then kind of become music lovers and just stretch it out. I feel like he's definitely that. Cause like, not to say it's better than Dark Day, but it's like, it's obviously it's an evolved, wisdom of a musical experience that's cultivated into a solo album that he hasn't released. And so him not having released that yet makes me feel a little bit better about still not having released the song that he sings on with us. Yeah, because it's not like, hey, release your stuff and I'll release our...
dude, it's a lot, man. When you're busy, man. I mean,
oh, it's so hard.
My album here took me forever to drop. You know what I mean? But I was playing around. I was playing with new sounds, and I got reggae, I got rock, I got rap, I got blues, and I finally just put it together on an album. But I was really pushing towards
music
that
lover album.
Reggae sound. I like that stuff, man.
Yeah,
you know, like the Sublime with Rome and all that. I like that. So, and I did a song called My Love on the Solo Cup album, and it's probably one of my favorite songs. It's reggae, and I took the accent and everything and went with it. And I had a black dude from the islands listen to it, and he said, "That's you? That sounds like a black dude from the islands." Cool, man. That's what I was going for, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting thing, right? Like certain genres of music, like even just country, you know, for instance, you know, you'll hear somebody that was doing rock and then they go to sing country. We've got many examples of this. And once you go country, then you lay into that Southern sound. And it's like, it's mandatory to make the genre be the genre, unless if you don't, and like you stick to your guns and you only do like the sound that you had before and you're just carrying it over that background of music. It's not, it's like, it can kind of be interesting.
Hootie and the Blowfish did it. Darius Rucker, he kept his same. I said it when Hootie and the Blowfish came out back in the day. I said that dude needs to sing country music. He's got the voice. And then when he finally did it, I was like, oh my God. Like I haven't heard
he's done country stuff.
Yeah, dude. Darius Rucker.
Is it good? Is it good?
He's freaking selling out arenas, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
wow.
I know he's found more success with that than with Hootie, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, like by far.
That's unbelievable, man. You know,
you gotta look it up, man.
Wild.
He did Wagon Wheel. You probably heard it. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. That's him.
I didn't even realize that was him.
Hey, mama, rock me. Yeah, that's him.
I didn't know that was him. That's crazy.
He's freaking phenomenal, dude.
Singing that shit on here. You're trying to show off what's coming at us. You guys doing a cover of that? You guys covering that for the Sevendust show? That's why you got it down like that. You got the
cover up this nappy hair with his hat right here. How about that?
We were talking before. That's a very Sevendust like style right there too, man. Like they fucking rock those cowboy hats.
Man, I
haven't seen Sevendust since Floyd's.
I feel like
the Moon for
Hell Yeah could have rocked this. That Southern Texas metal.
They did. Maxwell, the guitar player Maxwell, totally did the cowboy hat thing. Even when he was with Nothing Face.
Nothing Face, yeah.
That was the band he come from. Man, that was a killer band too. I think the vocalist for Nothing Face passed away. I can't remember.
I don't remember that. You know, we opened for Hell Yeah at Guavaween in Tampa, 2007. Core did, and there was freaking 9,000-10,000 people there. Wow. And we brought Eddie from the Floyd sound guy that's going to be doing sound at Sevendust.
Eddie Vertuno?
Yeah. So we took him with us and to do our sound. And I walked out on stage, bro, like it was slam packed, just a sea of people. And I walked out was singing, ga, 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 and the people in the front row was like, "We can't hear you." Eddie, what are you doing? So I got halfway through the song and they finally figured it out, you know, and got my sound coming out there. But I think it was the God song. I think we walked out to the God song, and it's like I was on stage giving it hell. It's a huge stage, you know.
Oh my God! And they couldn't hear.
And I looked out there and they're like, "Well, yeah, hear you," but I could hear me fine. I was on stage, you know. Monitors were blaring, but
what's going on?
That, we walked out, but I got to meet. I met I got above myself.
Vinnie Paul. Yeah.
I met Vinnie Paul that night, dude. How freaking crazy, bro.
It's awesome.
Man, 9,000-10,000 people. Is that the most people you played for? That's a good crowd right there.
Man, we played in the biggest crowd in Tallahassee ever was a free show at FSU, and Bone Thugs and Harmony were the headliners. And I can't even tell you how many people were there. But Hoobastank was there, Bone Thugs and Harmony, CeeLo, like it was a good mix of rap and rock, dude. And it was an insane amount of people, dude. There was people around buildings trying to you couldn't even see the end of them. But Halloween was pretty dang big, man. It might have been over 10,000. There was so many people there.
Wow.
That's
awesome, man.
And you had Hell Yeah, Skindred, Non-Point. There was so many big bands too, you know, and Hell Yeah was the big one. And there was two there was a band called Clench Fist that was down around the Tampa area.
I remember
that was pretty big, like Core. And they got on it, and then we got on it. We were the two local openings with all the nationals.
Yeah, yeah.
But we formed a good friendship with that Clench Fist, and we did a lot of shows on the road with them. So,
yeah, I remember that. I remember that name. I think I saw them back in the day.
They were good, man. They were real good. They had a cool dude that was managing them that we got in tight with, and they would come up here and play shows and stay at my house and stuff. And we were tight with all them Tampa bands, man. We were known to be a Tampa band back then because we were on the radio down there. Right. Like our home was Tallahassee, but Tampa considered us home, and we were in with a lot of bands down there around 07, 06, 07 time when we dropped our One in the Chamber album. They picked up on the radio in Orlando and Tampa and really blew us up. 98 Rock blew us up down there. We were bigger down there than we were up here at one point.
Wow. There's still a good scene down there in Tampa.
Right.
From what I hear. Like every time I talk to people about good shows, I'm like, man, there's a bunch of good shows in Orlando, and everybody's like, no, it's Tampa. You gotta go to Tampa.
Tampa loves metal.
Yeah. Like Jacksonville. Jacksonville loves metal too.
Right. And I never considered Core a metal band, but it's metal now. Like if you really listen to metal now, where they started harmonizing and being more, you know what I mean? We're metal now. I always thought we were a hard rock band back in the day, but metal to me was Slipknot and
me too. That's where I kind of felt like I categorized it, but like it got confusing because like I don't know. For me, well, Korn and System of a Down. What do you categorize those as? Those are
new metal.
New metal. I guess that's really kind of the term, isn't it? Like
we're not new metal. No. We were Creedy rock, you know. We really were. I watched Creed blow up. I was there.
But you had more of a rap element always, like the rhythmic patterns that you would do.
Yeah, I picked that up from Limp Bizkit, of course. And you know
which I love those first two albums, dude.
Yeah,
I spent so much time with those first two albums, and then
I like the Dad Vibe song that they got out now. And
I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
what's going on with this?
I like the one where they're all
rocking to it, man.
I like the one with the new one where they got the video where they superimpose the president's face, like one of them, West Borland's Biden, and one of them's Putin, one of them's Tom Cruise on the grill. I fucking love
their new album. I don't know. They kind of lost the thing that they had back when they were young. You know what I mean? Which we probably all will, but
everybody does. They're
that new metal. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about in reference to earlier in the conversation about how like sometimes it matures and it's like a music lover's expansion and stuff, and other times it kind of just becomes diluted and watered down, and they kind of found the one thing that they do. I'm not saying Limp Bizkit's officially that, but I'm saying that there's a lot of bands that's kind of like the trajectory of bands that stand the testament of time still. They can still be there, but their best stuff really did happen in the early stages. Whereas I would personally argue that for me, like Tool is an example of a band that's just literally hit a plateau of amazingness for me and stayed there. Like every album is its like own, you know, crown in the crown box. Crayon. I always say crowns. My wife always makes fun of me. Crayon. It's like having a beautiful box of crayons.
I heard
and every color is a different album.
I heard Tool just blocked out 3 months in studio too.
Yeah, I heard that too.
You just gave me goosebumps. Actually, my balls went up in my ass a little bit.
I don't know, man.
Does it go up into your ass? Maybe it went down into my ass. Something happened. You made something tickle.
For me, man, it was that last Perfect Circle album, Eat the Elephant. That just
did you like it?
That one just blew my mind.
Amazing, right?
For me, like that was like I was like, how are these guys that good with all these lineup revolutions? Like with that album, it was Billy Howardale, I think, sang quite a lot, and it's hard for me to tell because he sounds just like Maynard. I can't tell them apart. There's songs that Billy sings with Maynard in Perfect Circle. Like I can't tell it's him.
Right.
And then they have the guitar player from Smashing Pumpkins, James Eha. Yeah. He's playing guitar. He played guitar. I mean, and the album's old now. I mean, shit, that album, they had that song, they have the song So Long, Thanks for All the Fish.
Yeah.
And it's like basically the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like a montage of that movie in a song.
It's so good.
That's the song. The name of the song is a line in the song in the movie. And like my son was a little boy. Like I don't know how old that album is now, but it's like shit. I'm waiting for the next APC.
Well, it came out before the last Tool album,
and that was Fear Inoculum.
I think it came out. I feel like it came out right while we were starting to write together. Like it's
maybe
all
around 2020. Yeah,
I'm just like 4 years old.
That Tools going in the studio again this quick, but I think they had so much success on this because there was how long was the wait between albums? It was 10 years or something. Went longer.
Used to be.
It's been about 5 years. They've been doing an album every 5 years. Them going into the studio could still be a year or two out. And I also feel like
they're going in the studio this year. They're going in real soon. They already got 3 months booked for this year. So
but they may not finish.
Right.
I honestly hope. I honestly hope Tool
start writing.
I hope Tool goes in there and then comes back out with a bunch of like 4-minute songs.
Yeah,
no way. It's going to be one song, Dick.
No, they're going to do a 30-minute one. They're doing an Iron Butterfly style.
No, man.
I think it's more likely they're doing one song than
they need to come out with an album that just fucking roasts themselves and just quit doing the 10-minute songs, quit doing the weird syncopated stuff, and just do like another Undertow, man. Like, I think that's what's
phenomenal.
I think that's what's gonna happen because they're so good at that too. The older stuff, the stuff on the opiate,
I think you'll get 1 or 2 songs on the album that.
So you want a rock album, you don't want a trance album. They like doing them 10-minute long trance,
which I love.
Right, it's freaking badass too.
I mean,
I like it too. I just think they need to shock their own system because you got a bunch of people out there these days that are like, it's cool to not like Tool now. Like a bunch of people like Tool sucks.
Sure.
Over, all these YouTube guitar. The YouTube guitar player world is so fucking oversaturated with these amazing like musicians out there, like the Buried Alive guy, and Jared Dines and Ola and all these dudes that are so good. Like this, just shut everybody up. Tool comes out and just thrashes it one time, like little cool. 3.5 minute, 4 minutes.
I think that'd be cool.
I'll tell you the reason that I don't. One of the reasons I don't think it's going to happen, and it's not like a good reason, but I think it's a real reason. I don't think they'll do it in respect to, if they were going to do it, I think that in general, Maynard would have to sing harder and heavier like he used to delve into. And he's already openly talked about how he has to sing differently now as he's approaching 60.
They can't even perform.
Is he approaching 60?
He's over 60. He's 62.
I thought he was over 60.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
61 or 62. Yeah. Because the Santa show, the first Santa show was supposed to be his 60th birthday.
Bro, I'm 46 and I can't sing like I used to. I give it hell, but I couldn't do it on a long-term basis.
Yeah, well, they can't. They don't perform that song, The Pot, in the same tuning they released to that. They perform The Pot. The one where he starts out with Maynard, you want you to wave your finger. Yeah. So they play that like a full step down or a step and a half down to ease on him. It's for him.
The one in the chamber album is drop D and half step, and we play everything in C because I couldn't do it no more.
Yeah.
So we're a half step and a whole step on, like Drowning and Home was all in drop D, and we play it all in drop C now, and it sounds good when I sing it in drop D, but I couldn't do it on tour. There's no way I could do it every day. But I could pull it off for a show and it would sound phenomenal.
Well, all the Cue the Muses songs were drop C. This is my first time writing that way. You know, Dick took me down there. Yeah.
Drop C as well. I wish I could have made it on that cut, man. I tried out for a song and I just wouldn't mentally there yet. You know what I mean? And I was still trying new singing stuff. I wished I could have made it on that because y'all are doing phenomenal stuff. I wish I would have seen the future because I would have tried harder. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, it was such a, it's interesting, like trying out the different singers and seeing different, because you weren't the only one that tried out for that song.
The dude that got it, though. The dude that got it. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it just, that's the thing. Is like, we were just like, we want to just be like, not questionable. Like there was just like that just is, that's it. That just makes sense.
Yep.
Like it just felt right at the right time, you know? So, but that's the way all music is, man. I mean, that's what's interesting about having, you know, normally, traditionally, you have a singer for a band, which is great. I totally get it. My favorite band is that. But it's really interesting to have like, well, what singer makes sense for what song?
How cool is that?
Dude, it was kind of amazing. Like, especially as somebody like me in particular, because I only did Kill Clouseau. I mean, I literally only worked in one band for a decade with one singer who I love and is on Cue the Muses, Cody.
Yes.
But it was literally the only voice that I got to hear with anything that I wrote musically. So to get to hear just like, it's kind of like a skipping a step. It's like, well, I didn't get to do a ton of bands, but I did do a project where I got to do 5 different singers. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, really neat.
Yeah, hopefully one day I can get on something with you and Dick, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
man. Just a side little song, you know.
Well, and that's the thing that me and Dick have arrived at is like the Cue the Muses stuff is so in particular, it's just so involved and there's such a big buildup with the video part of it.
Yep.
That it's like look, dude, I'm still trying to release the last 2 songs that we recorded 3 years ago. This is it's so we want to do I want to do some side stuff. Dick's getting to do side stuff. I am not, you know, I haven't gotten to do any live performance. I'm ready to like do something again, you know. So yeah, there'll be some music playing, some songwriting.
I'll definitely be trying out for that one too.
Yeah, man. Well, it may not have a video component to it. It might just be music.
Yeah, we don't need a video. We just need some singles released, man. I'm down with that.
Yeah. That sounds good to me too.
I don't know if I get on it. You got to do a video.
Hey, give me a budget, man. I like this shit's so hard.
Milk it already.
It's like all you got to do is give me 15 grand, buddy. You're on the song. I'll make a video. Promise.
Damn, hell yeah.
15 grand.
Hell yeah. You're in? That's the deal.
I'm working on saving that 15 grand right now.
That's right.
It's worth it. You know what I mean? Your product's worth it, no doubt.
Well, let me be clear about that. Like I'm throwing a price out like that. Like that's not what I really get to charge, and that's still way below what bands that are signed pay. But it's way beyond what I get paid by bands. However, I will say, since I went all out on the Cue the Muses songs in particular, you're talking about 2 songs ultimately in one video. I mean, these are 9 and 10 minute songs. So it's like 2 videos, and it has After Effects shit all through it. You know, like I'm doing extra stuff. There's like way more material. So normally
there's teleportation effects in one of the damn videos.
That's something I would, if I was going to do that for a band, I'd honestly, I'd have to, just to make sense on paper and time wise, I'd have to charge between $10,000 to $12,000 to do a video like that. On that level, that's that long of a song, and just because it'll take that long.
A deal.
It honestly is. I mean, as much as like somebody might, whoa, that's a lot. It's like, guys, like
it's not a lot of money nowadays. That's a lot of money for bands because bands don't have money.
Right. Yeah. But on a signed act, they wouldn't even think I was a real music video director if I threw that price out there. They'd be like, oh, we need to use a professional. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, so it's this weird gap.
We need to spend 90. We need to spend 90K. No.
Yeah.
You're not in our league.
I did a music
Hello, guys.
video. I did a music video with South down out in Louisiana. I'm pretty sure he had 50 grand invested in that one.
Really?
Yeah, and it's nothing
Okay.
more. It's nothing more special than yours. We just
Really?
had a lot of props in a lot of different places.
Right.
And I wasn't
Right.
even there for half of it. You know what I mean? I just did my
Yeah.
part on top of a helicopter pad, and they painted the helicopter pad with the no limit soldier with the tank and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And they had lighted cabinets, speaker cabinets behind us, and they had fog machines with fans blowing it, and it was nighttime, and it was knocking the cabs over. It was pretty cool.
That's
man.
cool. No, that is so cool. And that's another thing I've never had is a budget for props and locations. Everybody's, you know, in the situation, understandably, they don't have money coming in for it. They're pulling it out of their pockets. They're trying to make a dream come alive. So we're taking advantage of what's available for free. Who knows who that has access to a cool warehouse or whatnot. Yeah. And we can do awesome stuff that way. But it is interesting. It would be amazing to have a budget where it was like, oh, we can afford props and like we can rent a location and we can
need to look up. If somebody Googles Jason Cupp and Beast Inside, they can find that. You know what I mean? It's
hell yeah. Yeah. You should actually give me the link. Give me the link. I'll look up the link. I'm going to put it in the description.
Yeah, I mean,
so people can check it out.
Beast Inside, but if you look up Jason Cupp, I'm on it. You know what I mean? Like, whenever you Google Jason Cupp on YouTube, it'll pull up like Down Here with Butch, Choppy Swamp music, some core stuff, and that Beast Inside will be there.
I haven't seen the Beast Inside.
The Unleash the Beast is what they're saying, and they were going to use it in a Monster energy drink commercial, and we filmed a commercial for it where we say Unleash the Beast, and we turned it up and crushed the can and dropped it, and it never came up. I don't know. I never seen it, but I filmed the commercial.
Well, was it already set up where you guys were doing the music video and you added that in? And you took advantage of a way.
Yes, it was during, like, while we filmed the music video on top of that.
So they were doing that to pitch it afterwards.
We were doing that too, and I don't know if it ever happened or what, man, because I didn't get paid for all that. I was just a paid actor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't get a cut of anything after. It could have been on in Brazil or somewhere else that I know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
possibly.
That's a good possibility. They do different advertisements across the. That was a wall of guitar cabinets. I pulled it up on my phone. What's with the football scenes in there? I don't remember the football scenes.
So there's a ultimate fighting scene. I wasn't there for it. It's a football scene, and there's a basketball scene where the small guys winning. You know what I mean? It's like Unleash the Beast. There's a fight.
It's Monster Energy promo.
Big dude, you know.
Yeah.
He had a cool concept. It was Mike Fazy was the executive producer, and he was behind everything. He was the money man behind everything, and they flew a guy from Chicago named Sean Babbis in to film it, and he was like this up and coming dude that everybody knew about at the time. I don't know whatever happened with him. I think he gave up on it.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. I've talked to a couple of different musicians recently that have about music videos, you know, potentially, and we're still talking, and it's cool. But in both cases, they have current videos from some of their last songs, and in both cases, they thought they had to get somebody from far away. You know, New York for one, right. LA from another. You know, and it's like people don't know how much access that's a lot of extra money to get somebody to fly in from those places, and when they do that, ultimately a lot of times there might be bringing a relatively small kit. If they're doing it independently and freelancing on the side, they're flying and they're not bringing like a full van full of equipment, and especially if they're filming anywhere around here, there's not like a rental house to rent out equipment like that either.
One thing I learned with some of the people that me and Butch use, you know, on a lower budget, and some of our friends and stuff that has helped us through some stuff, they rent stuff and have it mailed to them.
Right.
And I didn't even know that was a possibility.
Yeah, I have done that a couple of times, and that's what you do, you know, whenever you've got to travel out and you need lighting. I mean, you can't, you know, you can take it on the plane, but it's a real pain in the ass, or you can
Right.
mail it ahead of time and insure it. It's a whole other fee, and renting it is expensive too,
Yeah.
that you got to charge the client for. So you're talking about like if that's the route that you go, where you're bringing somebody here and they're going to rent out a gear, you're paying a lot of additional money before it's even
We done it, dude.
started.
Core went out to LA, and we sent all of our stuff out there ahead of us. And when we got
Okay.
there, it wasn't there.
Oh no!
It was delayed, bro. So we had to go to a rental house, and LA has everything.
Yes.
So we go to Burbank, and there's a warehouse where you could rent gear. And
Yes.
we went in there, and the guy had all of Megadeth's gear. So I got to go through all their gear and stuff and check it all out at the time. This was probably 2002, I think.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
yeah, it was pretty cool. But we got what we needed and went and did what we had to do, and then returned it. But yeah, it's like
And you
the gear
didn't get your
finally
money
showed up
back.
a week after we were back in Quincy, Florida.
brought it back.
They're like,
Oh, my
okay, your
God.
gear's here. And we're like, well, turn it around and ship it back.
And it's all lost money, right? Like they didn't recoup you because it was delayed,
we
right?
had to pay to have it sent and sent back.
That's the thing. That's what's so scary about traveling with equipment like that. It's terrifying. I've got some upcoming gigs this year where I'm going to Detroit in August, and that's going to be, and then probably Illinois, you know, probably in October. And I'm like debating, what do I want to do? You know, like, but in both situations, well, one needs more equipment than the other, and that one I'm like, I gotta drive. I just got to take all my equipment. I'm gonna, you know, rent something and just head out that way. But
you got to put that in the budget too.
Yes.
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah,
It's a good gig. It's a good gig, and it's multiple videos for franchise that's starting up. So food franchise.
You know, it's it's the same concept, different world, but like in construction, you know, you set your bid, you turn in your bid, and it's off the drawings or off the contract, whatever. And if you miss it, you ain't got it. It ain't there. Then it's coming out of your profit. So you know, if you miss something, so like you are a one man show, so you got to plan everything out. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I need to get these shots, this, and this. I need this light, this kind of light, this setup, these, you know, the whole deal. And if you miss it or miss a step, that's money, right? Oh shit, I got to rent a light. I got to find a lens, buy a lens. What do you do?
Especially if you're renting, right? Because things slide around on the schedule. A shoot gets pushed back by a week. You've got everything scheduled to rent. You know, you got to go through the whole, how much time are you losing? How valuable is your time? How much time are you spending canceling those orders, reordering, and then stuff's not available. So now you got to look at a different rental house. And this is the argument that I give to people, like, just rent. And I'm like, I think own your equipment, because that way you can be flexible as flexible as productions need to be realistically. Right. You just, you know, you can penalize the client for moving the shoot over, but it's still not going to, if it's too high of a tax on doing that, it's going to intimidate them to put down the deposit to lock in a date. So they just wait till the last minute before they know for sure that they're going to do something. Whereas it'd be better to lock in the deposit. Both you guys have a mutual understanding, charge a small fee for sliding the shoot over. And you know that you guys are still on the same page because money's already been invested into the project.
Yep.
Boring. I don't know. I think it's that's real life.
I tell you that I hit 240 on the bench before I came into your podcast.
No, you didn't tell me that. You know, you didn't tell me that. Thank you for letting me know.
Hey, so
He's been waiting for that.
That's badass, dude.
I sent Dick a video earlier of me.
Yeah,
man. So we went.
Awesome.
And it was supposed to be 90%. Hit your 90%, you know, and I think I was at I hit 225 was my max. And it's been a little while. Yeah, look.
Uh-huh. Oh, snap.
Look at that. That's 2.
Here it goes. Oh.
Got it.
Beautiful, dude. Full rep right
Kurt
there.
was like, dude, I think you can get 240. And I was like, I don't know, man. Let me try 235. And I got it. And I was like, I definitely got 240 in me. And I waited 7 minutes and got back up under it. And that was the video.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
I'm coming up.
Jesus.
I'm 90 pound dumbbells now on a dumbbell press, 90 pounds. I feel like I should go up on that too.
Man.
So
look at that. I mean,
like dang 115 pounds 80 times.
80 times.
I'm being sarcastic, but
he just put 8,000 pounds.
If he gets to one, it feels like 70 to me.
Kurt's like,
I was talking to Kurt earlier when I first went in the gym with Kurt. I had just lost 65 pounds. I was very, I didn't have no more muscle left in me, because I lost it all real quick. And I went in there and I got up under 45-pound dumbbells, and they're all over the place. And he's like, "You pathetic." He told me he almost didn't work out with me after he seen my pathetic thing.
Kurt likes to stab and poke.
Anyway, tonight I'm under, got that, and I got under them 90 pounders, and he was like, "Bro, like it's crazy, but you're still pathetic."
It's a motivation.
You'll pass him one day. You'll pass him one day.
I don't even care, man. Kurt's a beast, dude. I'm so thankful, man. He took me under his wing. I needed a change, and I'd never worked out before, if we talked about this before on here. And he's guided me, man. And we got a good group of people in the gym that we all feed each other, and help, and we're all becoming better, people too together. But man, I mean, Kurt's a game changer for me, man. I thank him so much. Like, I look up to him so much, man.
That's awesome.
No, he's really good at what he does. He did the same thing for me, 10 years ago, 11, 12 years ago now, back in 2013.
Kurt,
at the end of 2013, beginning of 2014, when I decided to, quit being a sorry, lazy sack of shit, and I got in there.
Kurt Rogers is a badass, man.
He doesn't know how good a trainer he is, but he does.
He is, man. he really is good, man. I mean, he's just. I don't know, man. I could praise him. Like, he changed my whole life, man.
That's
my
awesome.
life.
He did.
I will live longer thanks to Kurt,
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody else would have stood up, but Kurt's the one that stood up, man, and was like, "Hey, come on," and just changed everything. Before I found out I was diabetic and everything, Kurt was already trying to nudge me in that direction. And once I got the diabetic part under control and got back in there, man, he's just pushed.
He likes seeing transformation in people in the gym, like seeing people come in out of shape, never done it, and then pushing them and getting results.
He likes bringing people in, showing them how strong he is, and showing how weak you are and how out of shape you are. And then. But
as silly as Kurt
I'm just playing around. Obviously.
He doesn't play around in the gym. I try. Like,
he's serious about it, huh?
I get silly in the gym, and he will if it's just a couple people. But like sometimes I can tell he ain't trying to hear that shit when he's in there. Like
he's working, man.
Yeah, he gets in that mode.
But guess what? He ain't on episode 69, so he could suck a titty.
No, he ain't been on episode nothing.
What a punishment!
He didn't even get 36.
Yeah, a little bunk ass buster.
He didn't get 30, and here we are at 69. That's almost twice as much as 36. Almost.
Yeah.
What can
be? He still hasn't come on.
What's twice?
He's got to come on episode 70.
What's twice at 36? 72, right? Is that math? 72?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we're close.
He doesn't get 72. We'll invite him for 73.
Taking over, they're taking over, everything taking over, they're taking over, taking over, they're taking over, everything taking over, they're taking over. Can I create music with emotion? Bring about change, or it's my devotion. Harmonia only wants to rule our minds, make us their slaves and destroy our lives. Taking over, they're taking over.
That's funny.
Yeah, we got to get him on, man.
Yeah, we got to find out who Kurt doesn't like and put them on right before him.
Oh yeah, get some controversy.
So put him on 70.
You know, speaking of which, since we're going to get all controversial like
let's
that,
get
you know,
controversial.
we had on Mr. Ian McKenzie last week, and he was kind of, you know, like it was a great conversation actually. Just talking about, he wanted to get on, talk about radio. You know, he works for iHeartRadio or Media, and we went into a deep dive a few different ways, and just talking about, I mean. Basically, one of the elements that I kind of brought up a couple times is I just wish, like you had talked about, you know, you guys had a following in Tampa because the radio station started pumping you guys for a stint. And I was like, that the radio station just unfortunately doesn't play that role for independent artists anymore. It's kind of unfortunate that like it's only streaming is our opportunity, which is amazing that that's there because it wasn't. But it's just weird that the pillar of all of it, like the golden ticket of the radio, is almost like, I don't know if it exists. Maybe I'm ignorant because I'm in Tallahassee, Florida. Maybe across the country, but it just seems like when it's owned by such few companies, I think this is the story: is that it's just the same playlist across the nation.
Older. I listen to some talk radio. I listen to financial talk, like on the radio, Dave Ramsey and stuff like that. I don't listen to a lot of radio, man. I listen to my Apple and streaming.
Because you veered away from it because the playlist was the same, right? That's what I said in the last podcast.
And
I was like,
I'll turn on Gulf 104 here, or X 1.5 sometimes, you know, and I like listening to classic rock at work sometimes, you know what I mean? But I turned on X and they were playing Hardy, and I was like, but it wasn't country Hardy. It was like the metal country mix Hardy. And I was like, okay, dang, you know, it'd been a minute since it's been off. And I like Hardy. So I think it's pretty cool.
So weird. Like there's radio stations down here. I'm so compartmentalized.
I'm carpet man.
I'm isolated on my own little island down here, you know, for the most part.
What's the radio like out there?
I don't know. I don't listen to it. I don't. I don't listen to it. There's stations. There's Orlando. There's something there that I don't listen to. I don't, because, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm isolated down here. I have my streaming platform. I find bands through the stream platform. I find them through YouTube. Sometimes I'll have YouTube play a video and then it'll like auto play some other stuff. But most recently, the most recent song that has absolutely blown my mind, that like, and this is a newer song, but fucking Mark Tremonti's solo release. There's a new song, like I'm gonna look the name of it up because I don't.
When did it come out?
Look it up.
It's recent. It's very recent.
I haven't heard it then.
Mark Tremonti.
It is called The End Will Show Us How is the name of the song. The video dropped 3 months ago. So it came out around the beginning of the year. I heard it for the first time like last week. And this sounds, it's Mark Tremonti, sounds a little bit like Creed on the guitar, but man, whatever he has done with arrangements, these vocal arrangements that he does in this song, like I'm listening to the beginning. I said, that sounds cool. It sounds like Mark. He starts singing. I'm like, okay, sounds like Mark. And then it goes to a chorus and it like just hit me so hard. So I didn't expect it to go there. I was like, and it pulled at me. I was like, it made me feel so good. Like, why? How? I didn't know I liked Mark this much. Like I've seen him live and I like walked away. I was like, it's Mark. It's, you know, it's like cool, but I never was like hooked. And then this one song just hooked me, man, and like changed my whole perspective on him. And I recently watched he had that stellar interview with Beato, you know.
Yeah, Rick Beato. Dude, if you haven't seen that Rick Beato interview with Mark Tremonti a couple months ago, it was so interesting. That dude's way more interesting to listen to than I would have thought. Like, really cool interview.
He's become one of my favorite human beings. Like just listening to him talk about his conversations, listening to the Sinatra stuff, and then knowing like the hearing him talk about the intricacies of the Sinatra stuff, how he had to get approval from the Sinatra estate, from the family, for him to do that, and then to play with his real band, you know, and go through, like, he has learned from some OG legit musicians, like, and he's on up there, you know, he's older than us. I'm sure he's probably 50, but dude's killing it. And that song particularly. But what I was to back up with the radio thing, like, that's how I find music, is exclusively through those means. And when I turn the radio on, and this is just me, my own opinion. When I turn the radio on, no matter if I'm in Tallahassee, Orlando, Jacksonville, I always laugh at how preposterous it is that it's the same song that I heard the last time I listened to the radio back in 2007 or 2003, whenever, you know, the same. It's like I laugh, turn it to hell off. You know, Ian's not on here. I can say it. It's absolutely irrelevant to me now.
Ian is trying to, like, get the local radio back in the scene, and he's doing it. Like at the Legacy, it says X1.5 up. You know what I mean, on the stage. Like, he's trying. And
and I think it's cool.
People do listen to the radio, you know, but just, I guess,
I don't blame Ian. It's just the reality of a few companies owning the entire bulk of radio stations across the nation.
If he had more pull with setting some good local band on 5 o'clock drive, like they used to do, Cord would play, you know what I mean, at 5 o'clock, bam, or 5:10 or whatever on the drive home. If you could do that for Defy the Tyrant or something like that, or another, you know what I mean?
I know. Well, I don't. If you should check out that last podcast that we did with him, where we talked about exactly that.
I didn't see the full thing, but I seen quite a bit of it.
Okay. Well, one of the things that he mentioned was, which I found interesting, is like they kind of test out the newer material towards the end of the hour.
Yeah.
And then based on how it performs over, you know, a month, they'll either, you know, start rotating it higher on the list or pull it out. And then my question was, what was the metric to know if it was performing well or not? And then he said that was above his pay grade. Right. And I'm just wondering, like, how do you know if a song is performing well or not? Like, physically,
I don't know.
If it's played towards the end of the hour.
I don't know what the fucking new material is. Is it 2010s rock? Is that the new material?
Well, and that was the second question that I wanted to ask. Like, I think I pointed out, it's like, but it's still like successful bands that have already got followings, like label bands. It's not like independent bands.
The only thing I can think is them changing the channel or looking it up.
And so they can't tell if on the radio frequency, they can't tell if you've turned it off or on. Like they can only tell if you're listening to it via streaming, which I have to think the numbers for streaming these radio stations is low.
Turn the radio on or off?
That's what he said, isn't it? Like they can't tell if they're on or off. I think that they have to
tell if somebody's tuned in on an FM frequency.
Yeah.
I thought you could.
Is there a way?
I think he said that you can.
So I dude, guilty. I hate Lex and Terry. I can't.
I don't even, dude. I haven't even listened to them like
ever. I can't stand their voice. I can't stand their politics. I can't stand nothing. I don't like D. And
I don't know anything about them.
The radio on because I don't want to get a rating. I can't stand the idea of them getting a rating off my radio, so I won't even turn the station on and turn it off.
In theory, I think based on what Ian said, and I think you confirmed this, Dick, with him, like you just said, you can't tell. I think I put out of the clip in the clip that I put out. My understanding, based on what Ian said, I made a clip from that episode, and in that he says no, like they can't tell if they're just listening to the radio. But if you could have been listening to Lex and Terry, guilt free.
I always turn it off because I don't like listening to people in the morning talking. Especially, nowadays I can because I can do like a fucking 300 milligram caffeine injection as soon as I get done brushing my teeth, and then I'm cool to listen to anything and have all these conversations.
Are you injecting it now?
Yeah. But for the longest time before energy drinks or high caffeinated coffee, I would wake up to the radio in my room when I was young. I had 4 house speakers on all 4 corners of my bedroom, and I had a stereo in the closet that was linked to a light switch. I'd turn it on, it was on X1.5. That was my teenage years, and it was like jamming. And
it was the same songs that are playing now.
I'd fall asleep. The same shit I hear now. I'd fall asleep to it, but I wake up in the morning and I'd hear people in the morning talking into the stereo. And
that's what it sounds like. I hate that.
Real high like this. And I just hearing mouth noises of people in the morning and talking, I would just get disgusted and like turn it off. And I don't want to hear that mess, man. I want to hear music.
So now you're one of those people.
I know. I don't want people listening to me in the morning. Now I drink lots of coffee in the morning, and I'm real talkative and happy in the mornings. And
I feel like we're a night cast.
Yeah, man. I feel like
we're more of a night listen, I think.
What time is it?
We record this at night, and some days I'm wide awake for this, and some days like today where I'm kind of half tired and
11:01. We're coming up on the hour soon enough. We got to trudge through this shit for another 5 minutes.
What are we gonna talk about?
Actually, dude, all right.
I don't want shit on the radio anymore.
We got gold records. We got a gold record fucking guest sitting in this, and I'm gonna say something like that. Shame on me.
Am I the first?
I'm enjoying this.
You're the
I think you might be the first gold record holder. Yes,
you are.
Tell the audience about this gold record here. What is this?
That's 100,000 plays, man. 100,000 downloads.
And that's a real record. That's some bitch will play. You put it on a damn player one. It's cut. It's cut.
Look at that, man. Yeah. Jason Cupp for his debut album, Solo Cupp. Path of Happiness, release date April 18th, 2020. That's cool as shit, man. Congratulations.
So
that's so cool.
My wife had that made for me as.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That's
beautiful. So that wasn't sent to you by Universal.
Nah, man. No, my
you
wife.
Epitaph Records didn't forward that to you.
But that was made by the same people that do all the ASCAP, BMI, Universal Record stuff. So
that's awesome, man. Shit, that's really cool.
Made just the same people, cut everything's legit on it. So pretty cool, man.
That is super cool. That's super cool.
I'm sure it was a lot of money too.
It was a lot of money?
I'm sure.
Yeah, you spent all the profits from your 100.
It's a record. Downloads. It's a record made of gold.
It's a gold.
It's a damn golden record.
I love it, man. I want to do one for Core too, man. I was like, dang, I want one on the wall for Core. It's something I can leave my daughter when I'm gone, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, all the music is.
We should have one made for like some of the old forgotten Tallahassee bands, you know, like Fireplug.
Oh God, man!
You just remembered, yeah, man. Fireplug.
You remember them?
Yep, they were at the Great Southern Music Hall. I played a show with them. Were you guys also at the same show with us? The Great Southern Music Hall. Mike Sherlock was running sound. He was from Music Exchange.
I don't remember that.
I feel like Following at Will was no.
Maybe they had several iterations without me. If it was
this would have been the first. These were in our first shows, like our first 3 shows.
They had another guy who looked kind of like me at the time playing guitar named Blake Everett, and Blake Everett ended up being the vocalist for Despite the Irony. Great dude. Great dude. Nice. Yeah. He was the original guitar player Falling at Will. I was still living down in Pinellas County.
Y'all remember a band called 50 Pound Head?
Yeah,
dude, I filmed their DVD at Floyd's.
And I got to think about it the other day. I was like, dude, they had the
Mark was drumming in there.
Yeah, they had the stick
while he was in
on the screen while they played and stuff. All the sick stuff happened. They were really good, man. I enjoyed them.
Yeah,
Mark was the baddest, man. I tried to get him to play with Company Kane whenever Ox quit.
Yeah, Mark Hayes we're talking about, drummer for Kill Clouseau, and oh my God, I haven't said their name.
50 Pound Head. He was in Ground.
That's the band that we knew him through. Ground with Toby.
I always wanted to play with him, man. He was so phenomenal. Like
he drummed for Sinister Nasty too, did he? No. It wasn't Sinister Nasty. He was.
it was
another guy for Sinister Nasty.
it was it started with an A. Oh my God. He was in this band while they were literally across the hall from us, and Death Defy was down the hall too. But it was with Ego Suite.
Ego Suite, yeah,
Oh,
he was in
yeah,
Ego
yeah,
Suite.
he was in that. Yep.
That's when they had Eddie Gay, who was in Sinister Nasty, was in Ego Suite for a minute. Then they got rid of him, and then Richie was in Ego Suite.
Dude,
John
Eddie
Nick sang.
was so good, man. I always wanted to be in a band with Eddie. He was such a good guitarist.
Great
Eddie
guitar
was
player.
badass. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent that passed through. I mean, that was kind of like the golden age of rock in Tallahassee. I feel like that little era, because there was
I'm so
enough
proud to be part of
venue.
that, man.
Right? You were a big part of it. I mean, your band was like at the top of this, like
We went.
there was
We ended we ended up getting there, but
right.
man, I look back on some of the stuff and like, man, we sucked. But we thought we were good. We thought we were good, But I would watch like your band and be like, my God, y'all are all like A plus musicians, and your singer was like, it was so good, like it was too
On
good.
another level.
Yeah, on
another level.
another level. But people just wanted to party, so they didn't. I felt like
Right.
y'all were underappreciated. I appreciate
probably.
you guys.
Thank you. I know you did. You were so nice about it. You gave us so many kind words. I really appreciate it, man. We cared about it a lot.
Loved your band, dude. The vocals, the way you played, like your drummer, everybody was.
Yeah.
I would just watch and be like, oh my God, like if we could just be the ounce of that talent, we can get out of this town. But we definitely was a party band. We had a lot of friends that, that drank and did drugs around us and stuff. And we just had a good time. And then it started turning it. Once Eric Durrance got a hold of us and started producing us and giving us that secondary guitar in the background, that if you listen to the core album, you'll hear there's two guitars playing, but we only had Bobby.
Okay.
He started giving us that sound and then harmonizing my vocals. We didn't have no harmonies. We didn't know none of that. He started finding us this sound. And
I didn't realize that he had played that role with you guys.
We didn't either at the time, We know it now. We talked about it after we dropped that album. We're like, Eric found our sound. Before that, every manager we had, even talking to Chris Godwin's dad and all them, they're like, you're missing something. You're missing something. And we're like, what the F did that mean? You know what I mean?
Eric helped give it to you.
We're killing it. And then
Eric,
I think Eric knew that. Eric's with all those people, and they're probably like, they're just missing something. Eric got in there and found that something and put it in the background and turned us into what we had,
That's cool, man. Yeah, Eric.
Yeah, you got to I give Eric a lot of thanks for what he did, man. I mean, he produced us and turned us into what we were. And then we went with that sound, added Travis to the guitar, and kind of got that sound live, and that's when we really started doing really well.
Yeah. Well, Eric had been around the block. I mean, he really accomplished a lot of things. And I mean, I didn't get to meet Eric until Kilkuso had just released our second music video. I was just getting into making videos, so it was very, very green. And I mean, I did your guys' live DVD at Floyd's, remember that? And that's what I was doing. I was getting my hands wet, my feet wet, my hands and my feet wet, just making videos of bands. My hands were dripping. I had milk all over them.
Video that you did and put it in Turn It Up video that me and Shane Wright put together. So me and Shane Wright took a low budget Panasonic camera and filmed the rest of it, and then took your live shots and mixed it all together. So
I was using Panasonics back then too. Did Shane have a Panasonic, or did he have the Canon XG? Oh, it was your Panasonic? Okay.
Yeah, it was just a little tape Panasonic. My battery I had to plug it.
It's all good. Hey, you know what? We've actually fucking killed it. So Shane's where? I see him on Facebook, but where is he physically?
Chicago.
Yeah, he's outside of Chicago, up there in Indiana.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
He owns a painting company called Paint Master Pro or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's killing it, dude. Killing it.
And he's got a studio.
Yeah,
I see the pictures of it.
Studio, bro. I keep telling him I need to take a trip up there. He's got a if it's just to go have a good time in his studio, you know what I mean? He's got it going on.
Yeah, it looks like a fun place to hang out.
I would like to go there for a weekend and just dive into making music and not eat, not sleep, nothing, just make music, you know. And same thing I want to do over there at Dick's house here soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Kurt, and Kurt and Dick can go dive into some 69 action, and I'll just write some music.
Yeah, man. Kurt's talking about coming and doing that song he played the other night with us. And then we started.
Dude, I want you. We started writing one the other night, and I would like you to lay that one down and send it over here. Me and Kurt will start working on it.
Yeah,
cool.
We need to while I'm up there this weekend. Let's figure out run over it one more time. I remember what we were doing.
Part of the guitar.
Sweet.
Yeah, Jason had the riff, and then I wrote a second riff to it, and then we went down the rabbit hole, boy.
And then Kurt started singing just this little melody, man, and it's cool. It's acoustic track, and it's pretty slick. I'm excited about it.
Awesome, man. I look forward to hearing it. Hell yeah. Well, gentlemen, we got I'm gonna see you this weekend.
Sevendust sold out.
Sevendust next week. I'm there. Yeah. I'm spending the night.
26, man. We got to get some video of this.
I'll have my phone on me, and I will get some clips.
You can't. They won't even let you nothing for under 10 grand.
They won't let me in with a camera anyway.
No, the storage is full on my phone.
I know. I got to free up some space. They wouldn't let me.
Remember to take my phone out on stage and be like, hey,
"You better." Yeah, you got to remember.
We need to get a band photo looking back with the crowd behind us at the end, real quick. You got to be quick because they're gonna throw us the fuck off that stage as soon as we're done with the set.
I'll try to remember and yell out photo. Get you guys to remember to fucking do it because it'll be easy to not remember to do that.
I know.
We need you to run up there and take the photo.
I can do that.
Yeah,
I can do that.
We'll get you. You'll have a pass to be side stage with us. You'll have a crew thing.
Cool. All right. Yeah, so I'm part of the crew. I'm going to help you guys load in. I'm going to bring your mic in.
You'll be riding with me. I'm going to pick you up.
240, son.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
I got 185, bud.
I don't know what I can do. I've still never tried to max out.
The last time I was on the bench, I was with Jason. He'd tell you how long ago that was. Fuck. All I do is wrestle with dudes.
Oh, big sweaty man. It's great.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to all this nonsense. And I bet we're going to see some of you guys at Sevendust this Wednesday. So say hey to us. Let us know you got it to this end of the episode. Let's go. Hey, guys, if you're enjoying the podcast, that's awesome. We really appreciate it. But you should check out our full actual web series if you have not seen it yet, because this is where we put all the effort into a production. It's a sci-fi comedy, but we're a rock band, and so we put music videos inside of each episode.
No views but your own easy escape. Don't pay no mind to what they say. They're in their own world anyway.
Each episode features a new singer on each song that we unveil within the episode.
And will they even dare?
All unique singers from the Southeast region, most of them from right here in the Florida Panhandle, and all independent, unsigned, unknown artists until now.
No matter how hard I try, turn it down.
Premise of the show, Ash and I are a couple of bonehead guitar players living off the grid, trying to save humanity, which has been brainwashed from an artificial intelligence stripping us away of our creativity and our creative spirit.
We developed a mind travel machine to go into people's brains and collaborate with their inner muses, bringing back music that is completely organic from human muse collaborations. Enter Cue the Muses. You know what, we're kind of getting sidetracked, man. There's only so much time for frequency absorption. We need to hop on it. Can you fire up the cadence tubes?
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and get my shoes tied.
Okay. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the little bell. Tell YouTube that we matter, that you like us, and that you want to see more of us, because that's the only way that happens. Stay tuned.